Welcome back, everyone, to another Company of Heroes 2 replay cast. Sorry, I'm already. Anyway, this was sent in by Parasite Unit, also known as, Italian Man 101. So, grazie. Apprezzerò il replay. And Batfink is his buddy, playing as the Soviet Union. His enemies are going to be V for Vodka, Für das Vaterland, and M6RFLM, für Deutschland. You forgot an S. It's not historically accurate that you say that. Anyway, the map is, of course, as you can see, Moscow Outskirts Winter. A map which I hate. Because it's Moscow Outskirts and because it's winter, so it makes it doubly bad for me. I don't like Moscow Outskirts playing it, and I don't know, this is just a monologue. Anyway, we have a mortar out already. Wow. Okay, so it looks like I know what he's doing. Okay, so he's rushing up. That is a very interesting idea because his opponents are both Wehrmacht. There's no OKW, so no Sturm Pioneers to punish this. Well played, actually. Getting those echelons in that house is going to allow him a lot of advantages. Just capturing this cutoff, preventing them from getting to the fuel point. What he needs to do, however, is not use his riflemen to capture these points. He should have rushed the riflemen ahead along with the echelon troops, because right now there's a chance that he gets cut off by these two guys who can push into this munitions point and cut him off from the house, thus preventing him to reinforce it. He's bringing up the mortar because he's afraid that an enemy machine gun can set up in here and kind of snipe away at his rear echelon troops, which right now hasn't happened because machine gun has gone for the fuel point protection house. And that's very, very good for Big Sammy. He's going to be able to capture the munitions point with the mortar. He's going to capture the VP with the riflemen. And now his rear echelon troops have a commanding view over this area. And when the Grenadiers start to come in and they try to just sort of take the place of these pioneers and fight these rear echelons, I think that the mortar, where is the mortar? The mortar can handle it. Like these troops are actually very, very, very much bunched up. And now they're going to eat pain, as you can see. So well done. Well done by Big Sammy, and now he's bringing up the riflemen just in time to prevent this Grenadier squad from being able to destroy the mortar team. And in the meantime, of course, the rear echelon troops are just going to hold down the house and do their own thing. Looks like in the sort of east, we have the Soviet player doing quite well. Batflank has managed to capture the church, and he's forced back the German mortar. So right now, he's basically cutting off this entire force of German troops, one machine gun, one grenadier, and one pioneer. And now he switcheroos the rear echelon troops with a rifleman squad, which is quite low on HP, but we have another rifleman squad. You should probably try to bring that up as much as possible, because otherwise these free grenadier squads are doing quite a number on these guys, and so it's not looking good. I think it was a rifle grenade that did most of this damage. No, it wasn't. Anyway, we already have a doctrinal pick. That is fortified armor. That is a weird doctrine. Can these riflemen win the fight against these 5 Grenadiers? I don't think so. They will probably have to retreat, but they have held down the Germans for quite a while. As you can see, they will do another switcheroo. The Germans, of course, have the advantage over here that they're very, very close to their base, so they can come back and reinforce rather easily. Whereas the Americans, well, it's going to take them a while to get their units back into shape. In fact, these rear echelons are not even being reinforced, which is a bit of a problem, but hey, he has held down the cutoff point for a while and stimulated the resource flow into the German hands. However, looks like we have a mistake on the right side. Batflank was not able to get his flamethrower engineers into a scout car early enough, and so they were gunned down by the machine gun. Right now, it looks like we have a scepter charge coming in from the Penals. The Penals will be able to destroy that machine gun rather easily. And now the scout car plus the infantry squads over here are going to be able to easily destroy these German units and probably push on to the VP, secure it, and getting a fuel point under the control of the Allies is, of course, their primary objective. Because, oh, another machine gun. They're going to need to try to flank it, and that's exactly what these Penals are doing. Also, of course, we have the scout car that can provide some supporting fire. The problem for the Allies right now is that they don't control any fuel points, so, of course, the Germans are going to have a bit of an advantage with that, and RFLM still hasn't, well, he has gone for the Battle Phase 1, but he still hasn't gone for the Tier 2. Looks like the flank from these Penals was effective, forcing away that machine gun back into the base. And V for Vodka is also going for Battle Phase 1. So he's starting to get some of that fuel into action, which is what he needs right now. Yeah. The Americans are not in the worst position, and sorry, I'm pouring myself some water, so you might hear some sounds. Oh no, sound. So he's starting to get back into the field after taking that initial beating, trying to defend the house. But now he's going to come back stronger than ever. He's going to have the lieutenant. He's going to have an M20, actually. M20 is going to be useful in many, many ways against the Wehrmacht. Because, of course, I mean, these Grenadiers can Panzerfaust it. But the M20 might force a 222 scout car. And if it can use the mines well, and right now Parasite unit does have 120 munitions, then he can get rid of the 222 rather easily. And so, well, we'll see, we'll see. Because of the mines, it's also, sorry, it's also rather useful against the Flame half-track, which is so very popular right now. Right now, it seems like we have RLFM going with that Leicht Mechanized company, which is what we'd expect. And right now, yeah, the M20 is going to support the lieutenant. What I would have done is just put the lieutenant inside the house and gotten out the crew of the M20. But it looks like the M20 will get in those M6 anti-tank mines. And the lieutenant just wanted to decap and then gets into the house, leaving cleanup duty to these riflemen, it seems like. And the mortar, already up to 3 kills and veterancy 1.5, is going to be brought up, and that's going to be the key to defeating these grenadier pushes against the house, because otherwise these grenadiers will have an easy time just kind of sitting back, getting their MG42s working on the American infantry. As you can see, the lieutenant doesn't stand a chance. 1v3 like that. Grenade comes in, massive damage actually on these riflemen. Unexpected indeed. And right now the mortar is unfortunately not going to have really much of an opportunity to fight there. What I would do is bring in the M20, but the M20 has another job to do, counter-harassment against these Pioneer squads, and the Pioneers will not stand a chance against this guy. So another useful, of course, part for the M20 is going to be to prevent the Germans from just sending units around the flanks to capture random points. Very, very good at that, very fast, decent firepower, and so that's pretty okay. Batflank, of course, with tier 1, getting out a sniper rather late, but I can see why. I mean, he's facing a guy with 2 machine guns, so he wants to counter this kind of play, and the sniper's perfect for that, but he needs to be kind of careful because his opponent does have tier 2. He still hasn't realized this, though. He will realize this soon because the scout car is on the field, and the scout car will basically destroy both the M3 and the sniper. So both of these units countered heavily by the scout car. In fact, the scout car is going to just obliterate the M3. The sniper should probably just retreat right now to prevent himself getting destroyed, but he's going to try to hide rather than do that. Unfortunately, I think the scout car is going to find him, although, well done, screening away with those Pino Battalion, and they have the PTRS, so they're going to be able to just kind of scare away the Germans. Of course, Lieutenant's here, so that means 50 cals are around for Parasite unit. Good idea to make use of those. Especially on a map like Moscow Outskirts. No sense to continue spamming out these riflemen when you have 2 of them plus a lieutenant, and you can get out some M20, not M20, M2 machine gun. And of course, yeah, at this point it looks like the sniper is gonna die. Come on. No, the 222, why isn't the 222 targeting the sniper? It would decimate it. Looks like it's targeting the engineers, which is a shame. And that's gonna allow the sniper escape. Anyway, yeah, the PTRS Pinos are not gonna have that much of an effect, but of course this guy is going with guard mortar coordination, so he has a 120mm mortar. He's also got some guards. Guards, of course, going to be quite useful, and both anti-infantry and anti-vehicle, or rather anti-light vehicle capabilities. So, well, looks like the 222 is trying to flank the machine gun. Not really getting that much of a success, though. There's too many riflemen around here. M20 is fighting it out with the 50 caliber, no, not the 50 caliber, the MG42. That's not a fight that they can take one-on-one. What it could do is try to, like, circle around the building, just using the fact that the machine gun's gonna continuously reset and be confused, but that would take a little bit of micro, and right now the micro seems to be focused on the center. We have the mortar helping out against these grenadiers and against the grenadiers in the house. Rifleman pushing up. Where's the lieutenant? I have no idea. Probably back. Yeah, it's trying to get in here and get some capping done. Looks like, oh, Rifleman squad wiped out. Yep, Rifleman squad wiped out by a nice rifle grenade. So pretty bad, actually. Needs to be careful about those rifle grenades. And right now it seems like, okay, seems like we have a bit of a push attempt from Batflank, but he's gonna be destroyed by this MG42. And right now also the Combat Engineer squad tries to get in and put some flamethrower into that church, but unfortunately, yeah, that same smoke that he used, nicely used smoke, to prevent that machine gun from destroying his units in the approach, prevented the engineers from shooting at the machine gun. So should have used the attack round command, to be completely honest. And right now it seems like these two machine guns from the Americans are trying to survive this Grenadier squad, which is hounding them into submission. Although, the M20 up here, winning 1v1 against that machine gun, looks like it used a little bit of trickery. And yeah, right now it is doing some nice spinning and dancing around, trying to prevent that machine gun from being too effective against it. And yeah, it looks like the MG42 will try to escape. This is actually going to allow the Allies to capture this fuel point, which, well, it's pretty good for them. They have the other one on the right side, so if they get the one on the left side, they're going to have complete fuel superiority. Right now, they also have the VP superiority. It looks like 470 to 340, probably a triple cap in action at some point. So well done by our Allied players, getting some good dents into the German defenses. Looks like we have some Opel Blitz cargo trucks and a lot of fuel caches in response by the Germans. So the Germans, despite their definite map control inferiority, they're going to have a resource superiority for now. More munitions and more fuel coming in for them. And, this is interesting because if they can get to their late game, they can get the Tiger, they can get the Elephant, so they're going to have some pretty nasty tools at their disposal. Of course, the tier 4 for the Germans is also rather nasty. It gets Brim Bears, Panthers, and Panzerwerfers. All of them can be quite dangerous. Looks like we already are shooting ahead towards that late game with the Kampfgruppe headquarters upgrading Battle Phase 2, and of course we have a Support Armor Corps for V for Vodka, getting out some P4s. P4s, I think, for V for Vodka are going to be a little bit more effective than for his buddy, because his buddy is going to have the Tiger, whereas he's going to have the Elephant. So if he can get a nice sort of complement of Panzer IVs, a mobile squadron, if you may, he's going to have an easy way to support his Elephant, and he's going to have an easy way to support his Panzer IVs in the Elephant with long-range firepower. So this could be quite good for him. What he's going to have to watch out for are these constant M20 mines. Whenever you see an M20 as the Germans, get minesweepers and start to work on, well, sweeping out the area, because it could be pretty dangerous. Luckily for V for Vodka, of course, Parasite unit hasn't gone for the captain, and he hasn't gone for recon support. So no 57mm anti-tank guns. So this Panzer IV is going to have a rather easy time. Although double bazookas from these re-echelon troops, I mean, they can put on some fire on the Panzer IV, doing quite a bit of damage actually. Panzer IV is not going to, however, just die to a couple of re-echelon troops. So unfortunately for the rear echelon troops, they're going to have to escape. But well done, slowing down the advance of this Panzer IV by quite a bit. This is going to make it repair for quite a while. Here comes the rifle grenade on the snipers, almost destroying them. Well done. But this leaves the guards alive and able to put down some firepower against the Germans. And looks like the Granatwerfer mortar was destroyed, most likely by the 120mm. So maybe the Allies will get themselves another mortar. And Batflank is going for an Su-76. Whereas Parasite unit is probably, well, thinking about his major? Wait. He does not have a major, but he's only got 27... Oh, no, okay, so he's getting the major out right now. Okay, that makes more sense. So he's thinking about his major. Well, we'll see how he can make use of that. Right now, he's saw Panzer IV. So what I would do in this situation, to be completely honest, is go for a Jackson. But going for a Jackson with an opponent that's fortified armor is not exactly the best idea, because he's going to have the Elephant. Although the Elephant is rather far away, so a Jackson in the now is going to be useful, I would say. It would be, I guess, the best option. And right now, yeah, Scout Car doing its own thing. nicely pushing up with the penals, getting some good capping going on. And right now, the problem for both of these allied players is the lack of anti-tank guns, to be completely honest. So they're gonna need to be in some way. They need to be in some way aware of this. And yeah, free machine guns for Parasite. And no AT guns. Honestly, what I would have done is side tech to the captain, because you just can't survive in the late game without AT guns if you're, well, if your opponent's really going to make use of that. And yeah, looks like this 222 is going to be destroyed by the Su-76M, so that's okay. And the bazookas on the rear echelons, while fine against the P4, are not going to be fine forever. I mean, once the P4 gets a friend, which might be soon, in fact, in the form of the command tank, which is even more deadly against infantry, this is not going to be looking good for the bazooka teams. It's, in fact, going to start to look really ugly for them. And the rest of the Allied infantry over here, the rest of the American infantry, rather, has absolutely no defense against these tanks. You can kind of understand Batflank's ignoring tier 2 because he's got a lot of PTRS capable units. He's got a lot of units with anti-vehicle measures like the satchel charges, like the button vehicle from the Guards Riflemen once they get their DP, which can slow down enemy vehicles. And then he can go for the Su-76M. Whereas the Americans don't really have a cheap tank destroyer like the Su-76. They don't really have a way to counter vehicles without anti-tank guns like you know, like PTRSs, like the target vehicle. They've only got the bazooka, which is relatively ineffective and, well, not really enough. Even though you've got 2 squads of them with 2 of them. Ooh, dangerously passing that mine. Yeah, of course, he's got those mines. So the M20 really pulling its weight. What I would try to do, to be completely honest, is try to bait the enemy Panzer IV in with the M20. Because this thing has smoke. So the M20 can survive definitely more than you normally, I'd rather think, because it's a slippery vehicle, it's fast, it's got smoke, it's got a lot of ways to survive, and it looks like, ooh, Panzer IV is coming in for RFLM as well, and ooh, this church is about to collapse. And right now, the Su-76M is going to try to prevent this Panzer IV from destroying it, fighting for its life, and also receiving the help of these Penals and the... no, that's another Penal squad. Getting some decent damage, actually, on this Panzer IV. Panzer IV misses the Su-76M, but hits the building, and so destroys that squad. Unfortunate for the Allies, but should have seen this coming. And right now, the Su-76M is going to try to chase down the Panzer IV. Relatively interesting because it's usually the opposite happening, and the Su-76M is going to get the last shot in and destroy the Panzer IV. Can the Panzer IV in out of control mode get the last shot in and destroy the Su-76M? No, it cannot. Well done by Batflank, although he's lost a very decent unit in that skirmish. Still, I would say worth it because the Panzer IV, of course, is rather more expensive than a unit of Penals. Looks like we have a bit of an artillery barrage coming through from the Major. That was a Major RD. Yeah, the Major RD didn't really even kill the machine gun. And right now, yeah, as you can see, these unfortunate bazooka teams not having the best of times, one of them being completely wiped out, and the bazookas being lost to the sands of time. The lieutenant, unfortunately, does not possess anti-tank grenades, so his presence there didn't really do anything for the Allies. They just kind of got crushed by the 2 P4s, and the 2 P4s at this point can just kind of walk into the base and win the game by wiping out all these American troops. And in fact, that's exactly what they're doing. This is a dangerous spot. If the Panzer IV didn't do exactly this, it would have been so good. It should have used attack move, not move command. Because what it could have done is just attack move into there and gotten out a nice shot, wiping out almost all this infantry. And if he could have wiped out the rear echelons and, you know, kept these riflemen at bay, it would have been able to massacre these guys. And in fact, these 2 Panzer IVs should probably have pushed in regardless, because they could have done so much damage to the Allied infantry with their machine gun and HE round combinations that they could have probably wiped out more squads than they're worth, and put just a permanent dent in Parasite unit's ability to continue fighting. Because if you destroy all the veteran squads for an American player, he's going to be in big trouble, especially in the late game. The Americans really rely on that veterancy to get just to parity with the Germans. the Soviets can't really think about parity even, unless they can, I guess, get like Vickers K's from their British buddy or something like that. They're not really ever gonna have infantry that's as good as the Germans, especially in long-range battles. Well, maybe sometimes the guards. If you can get some good veterancy on the guards, they can work out in the roughly same way. But the Americans, they really rely on that veterancy very, very hard. So, ooh, sniper, can you get the shot? Missed. Vasily, nie papadali, suka. Anyway, yes, looks like the VP game is evened out relatively, and oh no, the Su-76 pushes up way too far. Right now it's going to face two P4s circling around it, and unfortunately with no support from his PTRSs, that's going to be the end of the Su-76. In fact, it might be the end of the snipers if they don't get out. They're in the middle of the road, and these guards also not having the best of days. You don't want to face these Panzer IVs bunched up like this. You want to face them when they're attacking you in a rather in your defensive position, so that they're at a disadvantage. Nice grenade coming in from the lieutenant. Most likely going to wipe out this machine gun with the bar, if you can get around that. Bar and Thompson working out against that MQ-42 crew. Come on. Unfortunately, he's going to get out. Thanks, ironically, to his own smoke. Anyway, yeah, the cutoff house is still standing, surprisingly, with relatively no damage. Another that was a guard squad going down. Wait, no. No, he's alive, okay. And the second guard squad almost going down, so pretty bad engagement for Batflank up here. And this isn't looking all that good for our allied players. The Axis armor is mounting up as expected, but in the form of medium tanks, of course, Panzer IVs. I was more thinking of the late game with the Tigers and the Elephant. But the Tiger and the Elephant are coming. They're going to come soon. So it would do well for our good allied players to be prepared. And the Jackson... the Jackson is going to have a hard time against the Elephant, for sure. But right now, against these P4s, it is definitely a blessing. I mean, this thing... gonna have an easy time repelling away those P4s, although two P4s, it needs to be careful about that, because if the two P4s can get in and flank it, they're probably gonna destroy the Jackson. Of course, that's where the M20 comes in with the mines. No P4 seems to have triggered any mines yet, but it's only a matter of time at this point. And here comes the P4 on the left side. Looks like it's gonna try a flank at aimed at the VP, but oh, it hits the mine. It hits the mine, and it's actually immobilized. And the Grenadiers waste their Panzerfaust on the M20. This allows the Jackson to just easily come in and finish off this P4. And yeah, another shot, and that thing is going to go down. Well done, well done. That is exactly what I was thinking of. He missed the stationary target. It might have been because of the attack round. I don't know. Come on. Really? Missed again? Might have been because of the attack round again. Come on. Get the shot. Yes, this time he does not miss and gets the kill. So, pretty good. And this is just going to push V for Vodka into that Elephant further, I guess. Because he's going to be more afraid of those mines. He's going to be more afraid of being aggressive. He's going to be more afraid of aggressive units like the P4. Why do you not have the hazard removal package? I do not know. Get that hazard removal package, please. Get the minesweepers. You need minesweepers, man. Minesweepers. They're a good idea. Get them. Anyway. Yeah, P4, of course, is going to still massacre those riflemen, but it's going to be a little bit more afraid of its own surroundings, I would say. With that, it knows that there's a Jackson. It knows that there's mines around. Of course, there's the Elephant on the field. So at this point, it's going to have a bit of a big brother protecting it. And it's going to be the Elephant, or rather the Jackson, that's going to be afraid. Although Infantry Company does pose or rather provide an interesting counter. The Priest. If you can get the Elephant in some way damaged, the Priest is going to be... Oh, hold on. Yeah, P4 is just cutting through those mortars like a hot knife through butter, and it seems like they're trying to flank around these, Soviet troops in the east. But no, they're actually going to flank the Americans. Swinging around, nice flank. This is very well done, well done. Spotting that the Jackson was actually taking fire from the Elephant up here. And so bringing in those Panzer IVs to try to finish it off. Unfortunately, it meets just the exact units that it didn't want to meet, aka the anti-tank squad. The anti-tank squad plus the Jackson managed to kill one of the P4s, which is very, very weird. To be completely honest, I would have thought that the two Panzer IVs could have finished that off easily. But a nice fragmentation bombing does basically destroy the anti-tank squad. Looks like the M20 is dead, which is unfortunate, but it did manage to get some mines down, so it's still around. And the T-34-85 fought about trying to finish off this Elephant tank destroyer with the Mark vehicle support, but it fought better and decided to get out. Way too many other units supporting the Elephant right now, and so it's not really going to be easy for the Allies to assault it. And yes, oh, a nice flank, by the way, by these guards. I'm not sure how they got here, probably just getting around with this fence, and they were able to just massacre that machine gun from the rear. And in fact, they could probably steal it. Steal it! No! Steal it! No! Steal it! It's so good. It's gonna be useful. Anyway, yeah, he's got enough PTRSs. He's even got a conscript squad with PTRS. What? You've just lost PTRSs for nothing. You've just lost a squad for nothing. You could have recruited with the guards. I mean, obviously his thinking is that, like, the conscripts are cheaper. But whatever. Anyway, the P4 almost dies. But no, this is not looking good. Looks like they were able to kill the P4, but at what cost? He's lost 2 veteran guard squads. I wouldn't think that this is worth it. Honestly. It's not worth it. I don't think. And, ooh. Really now? This thing? M8A1 howitzer motor carriage when you have the priest. Oh, the Elephant hit an M20 mine. This is potentially very dangerous. If he can stop these pioneers from repairing the Elephant, this is gonna be insane. And right now he's using the M8A1 to just prevent this flank coming in. Interesting idea. Anyway, he needs to prevent these pioneers from repairing the Elephant. He does have does he have vision of that? No, he does not. That's so unfortunate for him. He does not know that this happened. That is just such a huge opportunity. Such a sitting duck over here. He could get the Elephant around, or not the Elephant, the M36 tank destroyer around it. But no, looks like the Elephant will get repaired. That's so unfortunate. Once again, where are the minesweepers? He needs to be more aware of what is happening. There's still one M20 mine around, so he needs to be careful. You can never really assume that the M20 mines are over. So you need to be careful. You need to be careful. Yeah, still, losing those 2 guards up here is, it's terrible. Because he was relying on those to support his vehicles. He was relying on those as anti-infantry pushing forces. Because right now, his only anti-infantry that is left are these 2 120 mils. He's got MG42, the one that he stole. And he's got a scout sniper squad. So it's just nothing that can push up. And in fact, looks like Flamer plus PTRS Pioneer Squad is just gonna massacre that sniper. I'm sorry, that's just funny. Anyway, the Flamer PTRS Squad is gonna go down basically without a fight against that T-34-85. And oh no, you just walked into the wrong neighborhood, my friend. Looks like he's not gonna have an easy time. Talon target artillery barrage completely levels the cutoff house. I'm not quite sure why he did that, but he did. And well, he's going for a Sherman. What is this? Anyway, the Sherman, I'm not sure what it's meant for. It's meant for anti-infantry, I guess. Wants to kill the grenadiers, because it's not going to be all that effective against P4s. Maybe it's meant to try to flank the Elephant and confuse the hell out of it. Maybe get the Elephant to try to keep up with the Sherman as it circles around the Elephant, and then it gets the Jackson in behind it and gets some damage done. I don't know. It seems like it's very, very dangerous to try to get something like that. Anyway, PaK-40 AT gun brought up by the Germans. Looks like it's going to get shut down by the guards, but the guards themselves are getting shut down by the Panzer Grenadiers. I'm not quite sure if picking up a PTRS with the Panzer Grenadiers is a good idea. I would have kept them as anti-infantry, to be completely honest with you. One of the squads is anti-infantry, the other squad has Panzerschrecks, so it's not like you need extra AT. If you can get this AT gun back, get your engineers and get the AT gun back, and you're gonna be fine on AT. Especially against only one T-34-85. This T-85 isn't really all that useful against enemy infantry units. Which is what Batflank seems to be mostly focused against. Anyway, not Batflank, RFLM. RFLM does have 400 fuel, but he just can't get the manpower to spend it. Yeah, these Germans are not letting up. What I sometimes see is, oh, this could be dangerous. There's a mine here. The P4s, if they go in too close to each other, they might both get their engines destroyed by the mine. Okay, no, they were lucky. They were lucky. But the P4 is going to die. In fact, it is the one that's not veteraned up, so that's quite unfortunate. But wait, the P4s are winning against the Sherman, and the Jackson comes in and crushes that poor P4. Looks like the Elephant is trying to get into play, but this is a bad move. This is a very bad move. It does not know what is around here. It does not know what is around here, and there is a nasty, nasty bit of a patch of trees, rather, and this is going to prevent the Elephant from shooting through at the, Jackson. So that's going to allow the Jackson to destroy the P4. P4 walks away with the tail between its legs and no HP left. And right now, this leaves the German infantry a little bit more vulnerable to that Sherman. Here comes the Tiger finally. But to be honest, on the right side, the Tiger isn't going to be really all that effective. We have an Su-85 and a T-34-85 and the Guards. So there's a few ways in which our good Soviet player can counter said Tiger. In fact, Batflank, if he was a little bit more, aware of the situation, he would use some of his 340 munitions to plant down some mines, because why not, to be completely honest. He's got 2 engineer squads, so he can plant those mines rather quickly. Right now, it looks like, yeah, MG42 will go down. Well done, and he's going to steal that with the Lieutenant. Good job getting the extra machine gun. 4 machine guns on the way for Parasite unit. And right now, there's only 1 counter to those on the field, and that's 1 P4. There's 4 Grenadier squads. That means that the the ratio is 1-to-1 Grenadiers to machine guns, so that's pretty bad. And right now, as you can see, the Tiger on the right side eating the Mark vehicle damage, and oh no, it's gonna make its rear, armor a target to the Su-85, and unfortunately, for the Germans, the consequences were rather predictable, and it looks like the T-34-85 will get the kill on one of those Grenadier squads, escaping the fire of that anti-tank gun, and also escaping the Panzer Grenadiers, which for some reason decided to not chase him down, instead going after a combat engineer squad. Oh boy, looks like the right side is, well, not going well for Germans. It's, in fact, getting crushed rather quickly. This is not looking all that good for them. Alright, Sherman moving in. Elephant plus P4. And yeah, he has canceled the Stutt that he was purchasing for another P4. I agree with this decision because he needs extra anti-infantry to deal with these machine guns, to be completely honest, because otherwise he's never going to have any of these 2 VPs back under his control, ever. He needs the P4s to clear those out. And in fact, Parasite unit, if I were you, I would go with the Sci-Tech with the Captain. It's only like 60 fuel. So it's relatively inexpensive, and you can get anti-tank guns with your extra manpower to help out your machine guns at dealing with enemy Panzer IVs. I would think that that's the best course of action, actually, for the Americans. Because, yes, Jacksons are much, much stronger than AT guns. But what would you need the Jacksons for? Well, the P4s can get countered by the 57mm as well. Like, the anti-tank guns are good against the P4s. They can penetrate the P4. Usually what you need the Jacksons for is something like the Tiger. But on this side, you don't have the Tiger, you have the Elephant. So, oh, damn. The Elephant can't do anything against the anti-tank guns. It's not a unit that can fight against it in any way, capacity, shape, or form. So, it's like, you don't really need the Jacksons if you're the Americans right now. You don't need this capability of heavy AT. You just need AT. And the best way to do AT right now, I think, would be spamming out a few AT guns. I guess 2 or 3. Because this is gonna just augment your machine guns in defensive positions. Looks like one of the machine guns, though, did get wiped out. I'm not sure exactly where. Oh well, not our business. T-3485 getting around and finding out that, oh no, there's fuel caches. Not sure if the Allies really realized what was going on. No, they don't. In fact, right now they've realized this, and, ooh. Panzerschrecks. Panzerschrecks are relatively dangerous. Oh, that's the machine gun. It wasn't just, oh, in fact, 2 machine guns getting wiped out. He had 5 machine guns for 1 second. Damn. Anyway, yeah, looks like the T-3485 just obliterated that Panzergrenadier squad, and then it was able to destroy the fuel cache. Nice bit of harassment. The other fuel cache looks like it died over here, probably from the Su-85. No, the Su-85 does not have a building kill, maybe from these mortars. And, yeah, there's also the problem of these fuel caches down here, which eventually should get destroyed, although, yeah, the Allies really, despite their resource disadvantage, they're still able to maintain a sort of equal force, especially considering that RFLM right now has been just completely destroyed and wiped out. Sorry, and wiped out. So his position on the battlefield is non-existent. Can he get the kill shot? Oh, that's unlucky. That's quite unlucky. Anyway, how did these Grenadiers get the VP over here? I guess the machine gun retreated. Oh well, that's unfortunate. Anyway, we have a second Jackson on the field for Parasite unit, and he's gonna make a pretty smart move. He's gonna send the first Jackson on a flanking run, whereas the second Jackson is gonna, I guess, busy up the elephant. And if the other Jackson can get around and put some fire down on these P4s that are right now repairing, this could be pretty bad for them. But, of course, there's a lot of risks involved. What if there's a tiller mine? What if there's an anti-tank gun hidden? What if there's some Grenadiers hidden over here with Panzerfausts? There's just a lot of things to think about, and Parasite seems to rather not want to get his Jacksons destroyed. In fact, the veteran wanted that, so I'd say that that's a good idea. Right now, the VP game is, funnily enough, in favor of the Allies, but just 15 VPs. Whereas the Germans actually hold 2 VPs. So if these machine guns can come back around, and it looks like we are down to 2. If these guys can come back around and capture these points and keep them under control with the help of this M8A1 howitzer mortar carriage, and I guess this Katyusha as well, then the Allies should be in a pretty good spot because, again, both of these guys are at, you know, 200 VPs. So it's not going to take a long time for any of them to die. And I would think that the north and east is just easy pickings for Batlink right about now. What Batlink needs to do is not just settle down and sit on his laurels on the right side, because if he does that, then he's going to get all of his resources going to waste, because look at this right now. He's at almost 100 pop cap. He's at max. So he's not going to really be able to use these resources unless he can get some action going and, yeah, lose some units, trade. Get some action done and dealt with. Otherwise, he's just going to be sitting up here doing almost nothing. And right now, it seems like that's what he's doing. I'm not sure what his entire army is doing back at base, while his T-3485 is dying over here, his most important unit. And yes, it will die. Looks like the Katyusha will fire into the center. Not really the best barrage, it seems. And his sniper is in trouble. Might go down to these Grenadiers. Actually, in fact, will go down to these Grenadiers. That's unfortunate. There's also a German sniper around. Come on, Wolfgang. Can he get away? No, he cannot. Anyway, German sniper spam is interesting. Not really sure about the reason for this. Oh, actually, I know. It's because he doesn't want machine guns just countering his infantry. That's rather smart, to be completely honest. I don't really see any units around except the M8A1 that can counter snipers at this point for the Allies. And the Allies are also relying on their infantry to harass down this elephant. So having snipers, good idea. To be completely honest, I'm surprised. It's a very, very good idea to get 2 snipers. And if the Germans can micro these correctly, then, well, it's going to be a great tool at their disposal. Let's get a bit of speed up because there's not really anything strange going on. T-3485, oh no. Getting into the range of these Panzerfausts. Lucky that one of them bounced off. Very, very lucky. It looks like one of the snipers already going down though. That's pretty bad. pretty bad for the Germans, and we have a bit of a push attempt from the Jacksons, and that's gonna be relatively dangerous for them because the Elephant is in the area. But luckily for them, this patch of trees is used correctly. The Elephant cannot shoot through, and the Panzer IV that was on vet free and being repaired is gonna go down from those Jacksons. I would say that that was the objective of that push. Marked vehicle goes down on the Panzer IV, but the Jacksons, if they were to push up, they would probably have died to the Elephant. So that was a good bit of bite and hold. Nice job destroying that P4 and then getting out. Looks like the T-34-85 will not have such a presence of mind, and he's going to try to chase down this P4. Might actually get the kill on it. No, he does not stick around for the kill and will likely just die anyway because there's two Stugs coming in. Yes, I know, Stugs. And, oh no, he's going back in because the vet-free Jackson decided to come in. Vet-free Jackson almost dies, but the Elephant goes down to the other Jackson, so well done using these sort of hidden run tactics from the Jacksons, getting in and out of line of sight exactly at the right moments. Thanks to the sacrifice of this T-34-85, the Allies were able to destroy that Elephant. The Elephant, however, is going to get replaced rather soon by V for Vodka, although he's using his manpower and snipers. Why are the Germans using their manpower so heavily? To be completely honest at this point, what they need is to crush the Allies. Because it's not like the Allies really have that much. Like, if you can see, in terms of AT, the Allies are in fact rather weak. There's 2 Jacksons around for Parasite unit, that's good. And he's supporting them with the re-echelon troops at Vetfried, so that's also pretty good. But, for a good Sabi player, we've only got a guard squad and an Su-85. So if the Germans can really bunch up a lot of armor into one ball and just run at the Allies, I would say that they have a rather easy chance of getting a good push, crushing a lot of Allied units. And if they could crush the Jacksons especially, then they can use their tanks to, I guess, even out the infantry game. And to be completely honest, the infantry game isn't even all that, like, lopsided in the favor of the Allies. We've got 2 snipers on the side of V for Vodka. He's got 5 grenadier squads, all of them upgraded with MG42s. So if you can get good use of them, well, 4 MG42 grenadier squads, so if you can make good use of those, well, it's gonna be rather okay for him. I mean, I wouldn't see that much of a problem for the Axis defeating the Allied infantry that we have. I mean, we've got no anti-infantry squads from Parasite. He's got AT. We've got 1 semi-anti-infantry squad from Batflank. So it's not like the Germans are really behind all that much. And even in terms of pop cap, total unit count, we have 126, sorry, for our good German players. Whereas the Allies are at 84 plus 77. I'm bad at maths. 91, 161. So, yeah, the Allies are up like 40-ish points pop cap. It's a pretty good lead, but it's not insurmountable, especially in the late game for the Germans. The Germans are, in fact, about to go to triple cap, if brief, though. They're about to lose it. And T-34-85 up here tries to get some kills on the Stugs, but the Stugs are going to get around and put some fire down on T-34-85. T-34-85, which refuses to make a circle strafe, and that's going to be the end for it. There's also an Su-85 moving in. I'm not sure for what reason. It's unsupported. This is exactly the mistake you can make with tank destroyers. Not really quite sure what it's trying to do. Look at this. There's so many threats that could be coming around to it at basically every flank. He does not know where anything is right now, and he's even popped focus sight, which is going to further restrict his line of sight and speed and maneuverability. So right now, that's not looking all that good for him, and V for Vodka is saving up for the Elephant, I would say. Once that Elephant gets into play, those Jacksons are not going to have an easy time. But, at least, we have the Allies, well, for the Allies at least, we have the push against the fuel point. They might even catch around these caches. And, of course, the most important part is that they get the VP. So, right now, they're not really in a good spot for VPs. They're at 82, whereas the Germans are at 161. So, the Germans are still in a rather nasty lead, and especially with 80 VPs left, even a double cap is dangerous, because Well, it's going to be around 3.5 minutes for the Allies, and then they're going to lose. They need to find some solution to this right now, and looks like the Sherman plus the Jacksons are going to try to find that solution. Here comes the Sherman with the HE rounds. It's going to be very, very dangerous, and the Elephant is not on the field yet. So right now, the Americans can just kind of lord over the center and the left-hand side with their units. They should have left... Oh, no, they did leave a machine gun over here. And now they should leave this Veteran C3 machine gun in the center to try to at least stall capture attempts. Right now, the P4 is over here. Where are the Jacksons? The Jacksons are pushing in. And this is not looking good for that P4. The P4 should run away. With, of course, the Sherman and the M81 howitzer mortar carriage, we have a pretty good anti-infantry setup for our good players over here on the Allied side. So they should have a relatively easy time, to be completely honest, holding the center and the left. Here comes Panzerwerfers, which do not really do too much to that. Granatwerfer 34 mortar, that's not a 120. 120 is up here. And, Batflank is coming in and capturing the right side, so a triple cap is about to be established by the Allies, and nicely putting a machine gun in that shack, although this is relatively dangerous. It can go down easily. Should have probably put the machine gun over here, facing this way, this left hand sort of facing. And, well, other than that, yeah, it looks like the Germans will just concede. What are they doing? They still have a lot of units around. They're not reinforcing any units. They're just kind of... They're exposing their neck. They're, like, turning the other cheek. Well, at least they tried to do something on the left side. Good job. At least they got that flank off of those Grenadiers. But at this point, it's only the left side that's doing anything, and now the Shermans can just come in and, well, it's the Shermans, so they can massacre these Grenadiers easily massacre them. Look at this. They're just gonna gun them down, and, yeah, it's not gonna be good for them. Anyway. And, well... Right now, these Grenadiers are gonna die. Murdered. Murdered. And yeah, now they can capture the point. And what do the Germans have to counter it? Well, we do have the Elephant and the P4 ready, but they have just witnessed their entire infantry force get forced back, so they're not really going to have a lot of support. So the only option for these guys is either go for the north to support his ally or try to go for the center. But if they go for the center at this point, yeah, look at this. They're going to just get countered by the Jacksons. Where's the Jacksons? They're over here. And the Sherman, funnily enough, at this point can flank around the Elephant. So this last engagement is going to be really the decisive one. Looks like the Germans will be able to capture the right side with that push, thanks to the support of those Stugs. Let's see if the Germans can capture the center as well. I'm not entirely sure on this. It's going to be the sniper, though, to make the big difference. Getting that stealth in, it's not going to be vulnerable to that M8A1 howitzer mortar carriages as it is capping. So that's pretty good. And right now, the Elephant is in a precarious position. There's the Sherman. It's going to shoot at the Sherman, which is going to allow the Jacksons some easy shooting targets for that Elephant. And this is not going to be looking good. Sherman flanks around it. But the Jacksons, no, not the Jacksons, sorry, the Elephant standing its ground, actually. Very well done. The Jacksons are going to get around and main gun destroyed. So at this point, this isn't a threat. This isn't a threat. Shoot, yeah, okay. Switches target to the P4. Well done. This Jackson might even survive. It's actually going to survive the P4. Can it survive this bazooka? I'm not sure, but the Elephant does not survive. And this is going to allow the Allied infantry to push in. There's no P4 anymore, so the Allied infantry can come in and capture this point, nicely using those riflemen to do that. And the left side is rather safe under the cover of that machine gun. The Vetri Jackson goes down. That's unfortunate, but it was a worthy sacrifice because this is going to allow the Allies to capture this VP. No, get into the VP. Get into the VP as quickly as possible. And this is probably going to be the end of the game, I would say, because there's an Austrian and 2 Stugs. But is this going to be enough? I mean, they're having trouble even just, I guess, consolidating the northern VP. I don't think that they can really push up in the south. And look at this. This is a good idea. Get the Jackson in to fight the enemy on their own turf rather than wait until they get the initiative and push on you and surprise you. So the Jackson taking the initiative, getting those HVAP rounds into play, although he does not really need them for Stugs. And this is going to be rather easy, supporting his ally combining the forces and destroying that Stug Ostwind force. This is going to make the Germans have no armor anywhere, although nicely done by these Grenadiers. V for Vodka not really giving up and still keeping his cool, getting a flank against this machine gun. Also, at the same time, it seems like the Germans are trying to make a push over the center. So the Sherman, which died, sorry, so no Sherman. No Sherman's going to be able to defend it, although Parasite Unit has a lot of resources. He can probably spam out Shermans right now. He's going to have the easy kills from this Howitzer mortar carriage, though. Very effective. I wasn't expecting that. However, we have in the north a push attempt from this MG42 heavy machine gun. I wonder if that's going to be enough. Neutralizes the point. Every point right now is neutralized. So we have basically 65 points for the for the Allies and 80 points for the Germans. We are basically perfectly even. However, the north and the center are, well, very much in danger of falling to the Allies. And what forces can the Germans bring out to respond to this? No forces, really. I mean, we still have some infantry coming in from V for Vodka, but if the Allied players can spam for some Shermans, as you can see, they're spamming Shermans. This is not gonna look good for those Grenadiers. In fact, it's gonna look very, very bad for them. We have an attempt by these riflemen. Yeah, these riflemen are gonna capture the left side. I would say that this is over. Let's just speed it up really quickly. Yep, left side falls to the Allies. Right side hasn't fallen to the Allies, but it is gonna fall right now. The Ostwind and the the P-Werfers can't do anything. Center fell to the Allies, and Sniper's going to do his damn best to try to counter this, but with the M81, yeah. Can the the Sniper's going to shoot at the M81, and the M81 answers in kind with the howitzer. That was hilarious. Hilarious. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or what, but it was just so funny. Anyway, well, I guess that's one way to deal with a sniper. And the Pak-40 is pushing up on his lonesome self, and well, it's probably gonna destroy these guys or something like that. But yeah, South Sherman's gonna easily destroy these Grenadiers. Once again, another cap attempt, but it's gonna go down. And fighting position being built by Parasite Unit. That's a good idea, just to prevent that from happening ever again. Center's being capped, but oh no, center's being capped. What will I ever do except send in my 250 caliber Shermans to help out and destroy all these infantry squads that they are so good against. Plane crashing. Anyway, yeah, the Sherman push, as you can see, their only obstacle right now is the Pak-40. If they can get around the Pak-40, they can easily crush this push. Yep, getting around and probably just destroying the Pak crew. Easy peasy. And now they can get into the center VP and recapture that. There goes the AT gun. And there's the GG. So they surrender. Well, what could they have done differently? I would say that they lost because they were just so reckless with their infantry. Like, they must have lost so much if that at the end they had such big fuel numbers that they just couldn't make use of. Like, to be completely honest, yes, they did have a lot of fuel income from the caches and the Opel Blitzes. But if they hadn't had a very, very reckless streak with their infantry, I would say that they would have had enough manpower to use these Tigers and these Elephants. Especially V for Vodka built too many snipers and RFLM built too many Panzer Grenadiers that they eventually ended up just throwing away. So infantry armor coordination and infantry usage, really the biggest problems for our German players. They didn't really make that many strategic mistakes. Like they went for, I guess they went for pretty good units at pretty good times, except for at the end RFLM just kind of derping and getting out Ostwinds and Stugs when he could have gone for Panthers and Tigers. But other than this, I don't really see major mistakes. I would have liked to see a Command Panzer from V for Vodka. That would have helped out quite a lot, actually, with his infantry, because he had a lot of Grenadiers, and it would have helped out in the anti-infantry sort of category. And the other big mistake that the Axis made was no minesweepers. That was bad. That allowed those mines to just, well, neutralize those Panzer IVs easily. From the Allies, Allied mistakes. Well, from what I saw, Parasite unit didn't really make any big mistakes, I guess you could say. Well, his infantry died out relatively quickly, and he didn't replace it for a long time. Again, the biggest mistake that he made is that he didn't go with that captain side tech. If he had gone with the captain after, well, I guess I would say 30 minutes or something, it would have been cheap, it would have been effective with those anti-tank guns. They would have easily neutralized those P4s, which were the main problem, to be honest, for our for our allied players. And if they had neutralized those P4s, well, I think that it would have been a lot less difficult for the allies to secure dominance and use their infantry to just kind of capture the points and hold them. Because it was the P4s coming in for a long, long time that prevented the allies from having, point superiority. So yeah, that's about what I say. Also, no priest being deployed is funny, because what I wanted to say was that the priest can be rather effective against the elephants, especially if you can get a sort of damage engine or a mobilization effect on it. Because it can, if it gets a direct hit, it does about like a fifth of its HP in terms of damage. So it can do some nasty work on the elephants, and I would say that it's worth to try at least. Priest isn't that expensive. It's expensive when it comes to manpower, with that 480 price tag, but when it comes to fuel, 115, it's not even all that bad. And it could have been useful for various different ways. It could have, at one point, just, if you didn't find any targets, you could have just bombarded the base and tried to, like, destroy the support armor core or something, and do recon by fire into the base, try to destroy some structures and the likes, which can be more effective than you think. Like, at some point, like, the Germans maybe just wouldn't even realize it, and they'd, like, hear, oh no, our HQ is under attack, and they go in and try to build a Panzer IV, and they're like, what? I don't have a support armor core anymore. Yeah, that's just the realizations that make life worth living. Anyway, I guess that's going to be the end. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Sorry, I was trying to get the effect shot, and I will see you soon.